for this video, we're going to be focusing on the preterite tense and specifically making questions that we can use to ask about life experiences or jobs. So here I've already gone ahead and highlighted in blue the structure that we're going to use. And you're welcome to use any of the verbs from the cheat sheet or any of the verbs that I've included up here, or even to find your own if you think that they're relevant. I just try to include some regular verbs here that have to do with work or school. And then here we have the irregular ones, which of course are going to be the most used. In order to form my questions in Spanish, I'm going to have my question word, which is going to be your who, what, where, when, why, how much, how long, depending on what you're asking. In case you don't know what that is, I'm going to write these here, but you'll recognize some of them from other questions. ¿Qué, cuándo, cuál, dónde, con quién, and cómo. This way, I can ask you a variety of questions, and I really don't have to change the verb. I could use work or learn for all of these. I could ask you, what do you learn? When do you learn? Which do you learn? I could say like which subject or which focus, which history, which type of science. Where do you learn? ¿Dónde? With whom do you learn? And how do you learn? So how is definitely going to be the most difficult. It's very open-ended. How? So I might say I learn online, or I learn by doing activities, I learn by studying. It's going to be completely up to you. The important thing with this is that when you answer this question, you're going to use por, because we're talking about a reason or a format in which you do something. So if I say, I learn by reading, it's going to translate as for reading, and we're going to use por. Write that example here. Aprendí por leer. I learned by reading. In Spanish, por and par are very frustrating to us, and it takes us a long time to get the hang of them. So I find it easier to introduce them little by little. And after you have your question words, you're going to go on to put your conjugated verb. I'm not going to bother doing the pronouns because realistically, we don't need to yet. We only have one option. We're going to be using the to form, and that's the only ending that a to form can have. And then you possibly might have an object. Depending on the verb, something like eat, you could say I eat, or I eat breakfast, or I eat eggs and fruit. Or you can just say I eat. It's up to you. So doing this, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the verbs I have. I have aprender, to learn. So I'm thinking, and I love the preterite because if you're using the preterite, I have to be able to stick an exact time on this. It's very clear cut. So my first thing is, ¿qué aprendiste? I'm going to use my question word. ¿Qué aprendiste? And I don't have a subject. I have an object for this one. But I'm going to go ahead and put a time on this. El año pasado. For the past year. And I have one sentence out of the way, and it's actually a sentence that's going to be very useful. The structure's not difficult, it's just we have a couple parts to it. If you look over on the chart, there are some time expressions that often go with this tense, just to help you. But if not, el año pasado means last year. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and work with these verbs here and to go ahead and form questions. You can pick any of the question words. I'm just going to ask you to do at least 10 different questions and to write them below so that your classmates can answer them. Try to use at least all of these one time, but after you do that, you're welcome to use some of them a second or a third time, whatever you think is going to be the most important when asking about jobs, experiences, skills. So I'd like for you to have a little bit of fun with this. You could ask, where did you learn? What did you learn? Who did you learn with? How long did you learn? Why did you learn? You could ask many questions with all the different question words, and they're going to all get different answers. So this is very flexible. It's very difficult for us, but it's going to be great practice.